Hello, this is Prince of Somnia, and welcome back to more Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode, we met up with Fiora, or rather Fiora met up with Shulk over at Outlook Park, and we returned over to the military district where we received our next little mission. We're gonna help Reyn out on his punishment duty by heading on over to Tephra Cave, the Magma Ruins, to get some ether cylinders. So, in order to do that, first things first, I want to skip travel as close as I possibly can to our goal. You can see a lot of things, really, out here on the world map, or area map, rather. This red flag indicates that this is your current destination, so we're going to head on over that way by skip traveling to the main entrance, just to save a little bit on time. Love how fast the skip travel is. It really is nice. Obviously, if you're skip traveling between areas, you're going to have a load time, but still, it's not that bad. But anyway, if you recall correctly, or not recall correctly, but if you recall from the beginning of the Let's Play, we started over in that direction, but we don't want to go that way. We want to go this way, over in the path, because this is the way that actually leads to Tephra Cave. A lot of enemies we could fight if we so chose, but I'm not going to. You get to live today. You should be grateful. Okay, no, let's just move on. So yeah, we're going to be heading on over here. Actually, before we move on, there is something I did want to mention now that we have access to arts and skills. So, kind of like in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we have arts that we can upgrade using AP. Well, AP instead of WP. Unlike that game, you obviously don't have to upgrade arts for specific weapons, because each character can only use a specific type of weapon. Shulk uses swords, Reyn uses drivers. I hope to God I can find the image I'm thinking of right now, so I could put it on the screen right now, because damn, that image is hilarious. Anyway, so we have our 4 arts here. We have Backslash and Light Heal, as we had before. We have Slit Edge, which we got earlier. And we have Stream Edge, which I think we got in the last episode. That is an AoE fan up close that can inflict the break status. We don't need to wait on turn strike to inflict break anymore, which is really nice. I don't think it has any bonus effects other than that. But anyway, this menu allows you to upgrade your arts. You just hover over the art, and if you have enough AP, you can upgrade it. We are currently sitting at 187, so I'm not really going to bother. You can use the Z button, well, hold the Z button, and then press right or left to change whichever character you have. So for Reyn, let's see, we have Hammer Beat, which is actually an AoE that accumulates aggro on hit. Wild Down, which inflicts topple on a single enemy. Bone Upper, which fills the talent gauge, which is really, really useful, because Reyn's talent art is actually just AoE aggro draw. It doesn't do damage, unlike Shulk's talent art. All it does is just draw in the aggro. And then we also have something with called Rage and Aura Burst. Rage is something called an aura. I don't think you can inflict this on yourself in 2. I think this is more so a Xenoblade 1 thing. Auras are basically a type of buff that has a combined effect and lasts for a certain amount of time. This one lasts for 12 seconds, and it reduces the physical damage you take, gives you a spike damage effect, but also reduces the power your attack power. It's more of a, you're taking in a lot of damage, so now you can dish a little bit more out with your shields. Aura Burst is only available when you have an aura like Rage available, and it's basically an AoE attack that deals ether damage rather than physical damage. It's not that good, but it's there, so there you go. As for skills, this is something we'll kind of be getting into a little bit later. This is essentially how you get all of your passive abilities. Think the affinity chart for drivers in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Essentially you work towards these just by continuing on in battle. You don't get to pick which ones you learn. You just advance continually down whichever tree you have highlighted. We have Humanity, Integrity, Intuition for Shulk, Enthusiasm, Spirit, and Diligence for Reyn. That sort of a deal. I believe you always just get one free ability. For Shulk and Reyn, it's the same one. It just lets you equip medium armor. But yeah, it's not that important. So yeah, there are a lot of skills here that you can take a look at and determine whether or not you want to advance down that tree first or not. I'm not going to focus down a little bit, all that much on these. Just know that it's there. Also, one more thing. Simply equipping a skill tree gives you a passive bonus to one of your stats. So Integrity gives you a passive block rate up, Humanity gives you a passive Ether up, and Intuition gives you a passive Agility up. I'm going to stick with... Integrity, at least until we get up to rewarding work, because I like to have bonus experience for completing quests. And I think for Reyn... yeah, I think so. I think we'll keep this up. I don't know. I'll probably be changing this around as we move along in the game, but eventually we'll probably be getting most, if not all, the skills. Eventually. So anyway, here on Tephra Hill, we're going to keep on heading upwards and onwards, of course. Let's see, there's a lot of enemies we could fight. We've got wood bunnets over here, which I think are involved in a quest that we'll be doing in the relatively near future. Oh, you see there, Reyn just used Rage into Aura Burst. Basically just showing off that cool little skills over there. Oh, I talked over it, but there was the line, viewers! I'm really feeling it! 3 episodes. It took 3 episodes before we heard that line. Okay, also we kind of need to bail Reyn out a little bit over here. I wasn't really paying attention to kind of let him get his head handed to him. Oh yeah, okay, I guess it was just part of the monster quest. Well, there you go! See, viewers, I told you you'd be completing those as you go along. And you might notice there, in between me picking up all the treasures, there's a little icon with Shulk's face and some weird symbol that kind of looks like the anti-air batteries and a star popping up, and you might not know what that is initially. That is something I still can't talk about. God damn it. Okay, well, never mind then. Just know that it is important for later, not now. I'll probably be able to talk about it as the episode goes along, actually, now that I think about it, but whatever. See, we got a praying caterpillar. It's an interesting name. Has it got anything to do with a praying mantis? Yeah, probably. Let's hit him with a Scream Edge to get the break on, and we'll let Reyn do the Wild Down to get the topple down. Let's see. Looks like your behind is over... Well, it was over here, and suddenly it wasn't. Let's just slit you from the side and finish you off. Ooh!
Thanks, man. We need to stick together from here.
This is a gold treasure chest. This is particularly rare. The rarer the treasure chest, the better the stuff you get. As you can see here, instead of just getting some weak-ass caterpillar syrup, we got a lot of actually pretty darn good equipment. Ooh, shiny. Ooh, glittering prizes. I'm so sorry. But anyway, this is actually something I didn't think I'd get to talk about yet, but I guess I'll talk about it now. We got a special bit of equipment here marked with a little U. This is what we call unique equipment. Basically, unique equipment differs slightly from standard equipment in that it automatically comes with a filled ether gem slot. You can't change this ether gem at all. You're kind of stuck with what it gives you. But for right now, I think I'm okay with that. The Crusher here starts with aggro up 3, which is really good for Reyn, so we'll just keep that on for him, for now at least. Let's push the plus button for details. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is medium armor, so I don't want to give this to him, even though we got the 9 cap, which has a slot. We don't actually have any slots for him in the first place, so it's not that important. But anyway, I'm just going to beat up on these praying catcher piles. Alright, that was easy enough. Now, before I move on, and, well, as I continue my relentless rampage and endless desire to end all of the enemies I see before me, there is one thing I did want to mention. You may notice that the arts palette opens up every time you target an enemy. Now, up until now, I've always been initiating combat using the attack button. You don't actually have to do that. As a matter of fact, you can simply initiate battle with an art, like this. And as you saw there, it still had the bonus effect that the art usually would have. Now, unfortunately, opening a battle with an art like this won't let you get that bonus tension up at the beginning of battle for doing the action command. So, you gotta watch out for that. But yeah, I like going up against really weak enemies and just hitting them with a backslash from behind and killing them instantly. There's actually an achievement for that, believe it or not. So, there's an achievement for doing it like once or twice, and then an achievement for doing it a bunch of times, so... yeah. That one I actually discovered by accident during my first playthrough. I was in a different area of the game, and I was kind of like really high leveled for that area, because I was backtracking essentially, and I was kind of just messing around and killing enemies while farming for stuff. And I was like, I wonder if I just backslash these guys. And surely enough, yeah, I killed them in one hit. But anyway, we're coming across our destination over here, so let's move on.
You forgot something. You will be needing the transport cases, right?
Fiora.
I'm coming along as well. I'd feel better going with you boys than sitting at home worrying about you. So, let's get moving.
I knew she didn't trust me. Looks like it.
And we get Fiora back in the party. You didn't think she was going to be sitting out for long, now did you, viewers? And with Fiora in the party, we get access to the party gauge. It works just like it did in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You can fill it up simply by participating in battle. The more, whatchamacallit, the better you do in battle, essentially, the more your gauge will fill up, and you can even use it to revive incapacitated allies during battle. Including yourself. If you happen to go down in battle, but there's a gauge filled in the party gauge, you can actually have one of your party members pick you right back up off the ground, which is really, really nice. You also gain access to chain attacks, which work a little bit differently in this game than they did in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Instead, since we don't have blades, or driver combos, or anything like that, or orbs, or anything that game had, what chain attacks do instead is they just let your party members perform a series of arts over and over and over again. I'll explain in more detail later. Not now, not now. But anyway, let's talk to this little soldier over here. I believe he has a couple of quests for us within the cave? Yes, within the cave. There we go. He has more for us. Some NPCs will give you multiple parts for a single quest, so make sure to keep talking to them until they run out of quests to give you. If you're interested in doing the quests. You don't have to do the quests if you don't want to. I just recommend doing so. But anyway, let's just take a quick peek inside Tephra Cave, since this is our first new area of the game, of course. And the game's going to talk about something that I won't be talking about until probably next episode. But yeah, so this is Tephra Cave. We could go in and explore right now, but I don't want to, because I believe now that we've entered Tephra Cave, there's actually a few things we can do in Colony 6, or Colony 9. Not Colony 6, that's, no, what the hell am I saying? But anyway, if you want to switch skip travel directly to Colony 9 without walking back to the area, you can just select the area map in the menu, and you'll be taken right over here. So, yeah, that's really nice. It's really nice of the game. So let's skip to the Aetherlight over in the Commercial District, because we're going to be doing side quests! Yay! Now, the thing is about side quests, unlike Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I can't really put them off until way later in the game. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you feel about side quests in general, in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, side questing is a little bit more baked into the experience the game kind of expects you to have for doing certain challenges. Unlike in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where if you just do a couple here and there, you'll pretty much be way over-leveled for the rest of the game. In this game, it's a little bit more baked into the experience, but on the flip side, in this game, I generally find them more tolerable. I wanted to wait to start picking up side quests until we got to the part of the game where Fiora rejoined the party, because I want everyone to benefit from the experience, not just one person. But yeah, in case you didn't know, the rest of this episode is just going to be me doing side quests. Starting with this person, Desiree. This quest you can only activate by putting Shulk in the beginning of the party. I didn't actually expect her to be here. Normally she's in a different place at a different time. She kind of wanders around a lot, but generally speaking, she's in a certain area at a certain time that I'll point out a little bit later. Broken my watch. Look, it's in pieces. I'm terrible with machines, even little ones like this. Would you mind fixing it for me? You don't have to be good with machines to be careful with them. You just have to be careful. Wasn't your father good with machines? I'd have thought fixing things would be the first thing he'd teach you. Not just good, he was amazing! When I was little, I used to marvel at how he swung that hammer. But he's gone now, and as hard as I try, I can't be like he was. I'm sorry, Desiree. I didn't mean to be rude. Aw, it's so easy to make you go all timid. Seriously, don't worry about it. It's been a year since then. I'm back on my feet. Anyway, are you going to fix my watch or not? So yeah, this is our first named quest in the game. The Broken Watch, given to us by Desiree, the named NPC, of course. So there we go, we are gonna try and repair Desiree's watch. And now I can finally talk about something I've been trying to talk about for the last couple of episodes. The Affinity Chart! The Affinity Chart! If I can menu correctly. The Affinity Chart is a lot different from the Affinity Charts in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. By the way, I'm sorry for comparing the two games a lot. It's just the easiest way for me to explain how things work in this game, because I did very recently Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so comparing things in this context of that game is pretty much the easiest thing I can do. But anyway, like I was trying to say, the Affinity Chart is quite a bit different in that instead of seeing how far you've progressed in your bond with your blades or something like that, what it does is that it shows you the relationships between the people of the areas that you visit during the game, like in Colony 9. Right now, we've only really talked to Desiree, so we don't really see any of the relationships or bonds she has with any of the other characters in the game, but it's there. And every time you complete quests, or even start quests, or just do quest-related things in Xenoblade Chronicles, you will build up that specific area's affinity level. It goes all the way up to 5 stars, and it has a little bit more of an impact on things than dev levels did in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Some quests you can't do until you've built up your levels a little bit higher, and some NPCs won't trade you items unless your level is a lot higher too. That's something I'll talk about a little bit later as we get into things a little bit more. Now, in addition to each area's affinity chart, you also have the party's affinity chart, which shows just how close your party members are. Right now, we're not particularly close to anyone, but that will change. For right now, the best way of gaining affinity is just being in battle together. You'll be able to build it up as you encourage each other and fight together and stuff like that, so that's really nice. But anyway, I just wanted to show off talking to Desiree real quick, and basically show off how the affinity chart and things work. I'm going to be doing side quests in either post-commentated or post-annotated. I haven't quite decided which format, because I've learned from Xenoblade, Let's Play Xenoblade 2, I can't do side quests live commentated. It won't work, viewers, just trust me. So yeah, there will be an episode coming out hopefully shortly after this one that will detail just about every side quest that we can do in Xenoblade Chronicles, at least at this moment. And after that, we will be exploring Tephra Cave with these two guys in the next episode of Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Or, well, Xenoblade Chronicles. You know what I meant! See you guys then!